All right, let's cut to the chase. The media isn't in the business of truth. They're in the business of making money. And they do that by monetizing your attention. The more you look, the more you listen, the more they make. And what's on the other end of their puppet string? Your limbic system, the primal part of your brain that governs emotions. And what ignites your limbic system? Alarm, danger, or outrage. They play your limbic system like a flute, hijacking your attention and keeping you glued to the screen, page, or speaker. It's a symbiotic relationship of the worst kind. They get your time, they get your life force, and they get your clicks. And you get what exactly? A distorted and perverted view of reality and an elevated stress level. Here's the brutal truth. If you're a high achiever, entrepreneur, or business leader striving for that success edge, you're the main course on their money-making menu. Why? Because you're wired to seek out information to help you get ahead of the curve. You have the habit of seeking out the information to make better decisions. Ironically, this makes you even more susceptible to their tactics. You think that you're digesting facts, but too often you're swallowing sensationalism. So if you think you're too savvy to fall for media manipulation, brace yourself. We're about to unpack the half-dozen covert tactics they use to play on your psychology, distort your perception, and why you need to be aware of this more than anybody else. Here's tactic number 1. Sensationalism and hyperbole. The trap. You're scrolling through the headlines and boom, nation on the brink, economy in free fall. The media knows that the more dramatic the headline, the more likely that you will click and look. It's rooted in our primal instincts. Your brain is wired to detect threats. Sensational words act like red flags, triggering your fight or flight responses. Think of all the times that they screamed the apocalypse was coming. Yet, here we are, more healthy, more prosperous, safer, more educated, and more abundant than ever. Here's tactic number 2, fear-mongering. Here's the trap. Why is every election the most important election of our lifetime? Why does every economic dip signal a second Great Depression? It's the psychological trigger of fear. It's the oldest control tactic in the book, and we keep falling for it over and over and over again. When you are scared, you seek more information, creating a vicious cycle, and the media gets paid over and over and over again. During the Cold War, fear of nuclear annihilation was so high that people built bunkers. Did they ever need them? No. And did they need them again during COVID? No. And many still have garages filled with toilet paper. Don't let fear dictate your investments or business decisions. In fact, follow Warren Buffett's advice. When others are greedy, that's when you need to be fearful. When others are fearful, it's the time to be greedy. Tactic number 3, confirmation bias. The trap here is, I want you to notice how your preferred media outlet always seems to get you. That's no accident. They are playing on your confirmation biases. You're more likely to believe new information that confirms your pre-existing beliefs, which of course only creates an echo chamber, but makes you feel so good. Don't just read what makes you nod. Challenge yourself. Seek out alternative viewpoints to make informed decisions in business and in life. And tactic number 4, emotional storytelling. Ever notice how stories of tragedy or heroism dominate the news, even when they don't impact you directly, which is 99.999% of the time? The media knows that emotions drive action. An emotional story makes you more likely to share, comment, and stay engaged. Do you remember Balloon Boy, the kid thought to be drifting away in a homemade balloon thousands of feet in the air over Colorado? It turned out that he was hiding in the attic. The media knew the story would tug at the heartstrings, so they played along. It went viral, captivating millions of viewers attached to their screens and radios to hear what was happening, when the whole escapade was fabricated as a drama. Don't get lost in the storytelling narrative. Emotional stories are compelling, but they're often the icing, not the cake. Separate the drama from the data. Actual everyday life is ordinary. It's mundane. There's not actually much news. And what there is, if told truthfully, is boring and not all that interesting. The rest of it is hyperbole and fabrication. Tactic number 5, distraction and misdirection. While the economy is tanking, the media is over-reporting celebrity divorces. Why? The human brain is wired to seek novelty. Celebrity gossip offers a reprieve from the monotonous, depressing news, which would turn viewers away, playing on this natural inclination. So it's the magician's trick. Hey, look over here so you don't notice what's happening over there. By distracting and misdirecting you, media companies keep you engaged without requiring you to invest any real emotional or cognitive resources. During major policy shifts, what dominates the news? Scandals, affairs, and gaffes. It's all smoke and mirrors. And tactic number 6, illusion of consensus. Ever think, well, if everybody believes it, I guess it must be true. This is the psychology of social proof, and we're hardwired to follow the herd, and the media knows it. Take the Iraq War. Media perpetuated the notion that weapons of mass destruction were just a given, creating a false consensus. Always question the status quo. Just because a viewpoint is popular doesn't make it factual or beneficial for you. So here are your takeaways to keep top of mind. Number 1, spot sensationalism. Train your brain to separate the noise from the facts. Number 2, ignore the fear-mongering. Life is great. It's all gonna be fine, as it has been for hundreds of thousands of years. Just relax, right, Julie Tubis? And number 3, counter confirmation bias. Diligently seek multiple perspectives. And number 4, bypass emotional storytelling. Be emotionally intelligent. Don't let purposefully dramatized stories manipulate your emotions. And number 5, defeat distraction. Prioritize information that matters to your goals. And number 6, break the illusion of consensus. Always question the popular narrative. In fact, if it's popular, assume that it's incorrect. Statistically, you're going to be right more often. And my best advice, once again, is to ignore it all. It's all BS. And it's all bluster. But I know that you won't, so at least you're forewarned, thus forearmed. Here's the bottom line. You're not a puppet. Don't let the media pull your strings. You've got the scissors. Cut yourself free. So which tactic intrigues or alarms you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below.